Hi, Dr. Ray Bovin with Pro Holistic Care, here to talk to you about migraine triggers and headache triggers and three things that are very common that are very oftentimes the triggers for headaches. So people suffering with migraines and different types of headaches very oftentimes have triggers that include food. Everyone's triggers can be different. There's a lot of ways to check for the triggers, but some very common triggers are things we're going to talk about right now. One thing that can be really helpful in identifying triggers for you is to keep a migraine log. So keep a log. If you feel a migraine coming on, write down its intensity, 1 out of 10, how long it lasted, write down what you ate the day before and that day to see if you can find any triggers, because there are common ones and we're going to talk about that, but every individual can have their own triggers that are different from person to person. But let's talk about three things that are really, really common triggers for migraines. Kind of sad. These are things that people really enjoy, myself included. So I've got one right here. This is red wine. Many people get headaches from red wine. The fermentation process of wine can make wine a very big trigger, and red wine seems to be a bigger trigger of the types of wines out there. So as sad as it is, if you suffer from migraine, I would try to take red wine out of your diet, at least for a while, and test it and see if it's something that's a trigger. If it's not, you can always try to, try bringing some wine back again and see if it has the effect on you. But if it's a trigger, it's not worth it. You can always find something else. A lot of people are triggered by wheat beers as well because of wheat and wheat sensitivities and the inflammation that wheat causes. So maybe you're not a wine drinker, but you have noticed that when you drink, you tend to get headaches. And of course, if you drink too much, you're always going to get a headache. But, having a couple beers and you end up with a headache, it may be a trigger for your migraines. Now, another one that's really, really sad is cheese. Now, we practice in Chicago. This is not a place where people don't love cheese. We love pizza, all that stuff. And this is, a piece of processed American cheese, which is probably about the worst because it is highly, highly processed as well, which is bad for headaches. But cheese also has a fermentation process, and most cheese are fermented. And fermented foods in many people can trigger headaches. So as sad as it is, take the cheese out for a while, see if it helps, track those headaches, track the triggers, see what's helping or see what's making it worse. The last one, and I don't have any here because I probably ate it all, is chocolate. So a lot of people respond really poorly to chocolate, as sad as it is, because chocolate's delicious. So that is something you can try taking out of your diet and seeing if it decreases the frequency or intensity of those headaches. So bottom line is track your headaches, keep a log, keep track of what you're eating around the times that you had that. Take out the most common triggers first, because why not? They're very common. They happen to a lot of people. But also you can use that log and make other dietary changes to see if you can figure out exactly what may be triggering your migraines and headaches. Dr. Ray Bovin, Pro Holistic Care.